Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so for today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Nuu Mobile N20, which was sent to me by the homie B-Tech for me to check out. So it's been a while since I've messed around with pretty much a, budget to near mid-range device. I think the last Nuu Mobile device I actually reviewed was years ago. It was the Nuu Mobile, I think G20 or something like that. That was like way back in the day, like 2015, 2016. So, it's gonna be pretty cool to check this phone out. So here's the box. He sent it to me with the box and everything. Of course, it's not in its protective, plastic because it's already been used. But this is my first time with it, so I'm kind of excited to check it out and see what it can do. For it being a device that's like $129, but currently on sale right now for $109, so it's 15% off at nuumobile.com. You can get one of these. So, it's got the industrial look, just the flat square sides and top. You got two camera sensors that's on it. It's a 16 megapixel and an 8 megapixel wide angle. And then you got a 5 megapixel selfie cam in the front. So what else comes in the box? You get, Nuu Mobile stickers. Looks like that's like the IMEI information, a SIM ejection tool. And then you get a wall brick, which is nice because most flagships don't even come with those anymore. You get the charging cable itself, and you get a clear case for it, which is nice. So I can keep it nice and safe and protected in this. Don't have to scour Amazon for a case. So it fits snug on there, fits nicely. Overall, just feels pretty good. And cool thing is it's clear, so it shows off the design of the phone. I think that's a nice touch. That's why I like getting clear cases, is if I want the phone's design to be shown, it's clear, we'll show it. But anyways, that's the phone itself. So I'm going to set it up here, and then that way I can mess around with it some more and get, acquainted with it with the first impressions. Of course, there will be a full-on review later on, but this is just my first impressions with it so far. So let's power it on, go through the setup process, but lucky for you guys, I'll skip it, which it's all set up now. And yeah, so a couple of things about it. It's on Android 14, for those who want to know. It's got a 6.6 inch HD plus display with 90 hertz refresh, for those who want to know. And I think the screen looks pretty nice. It's pretty vibrant, colorful. I just was not expecting the screen to look like that. So it's got an octa-core processor basically, and I believe it's clocked at 1.6 gigahertz. 6 gigabytes of RAM with the ability to extend the RAM, so it does have RAM extension on it if you want to. 128 gigs of internal storage. You get a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Like I said, Android 14 is what's on here. And the device has got USB Type-C. And yeah, it comes in an array of colors like green, purple, blue, and pink. It's pretty cool. But let's check out some of the photography. Okay, here we go. See how video recording on the selfie cam looks. Anyways, like I said, I don't expect much for the stabilization. I mean, this is not a major flagship device, so I do expect it to be a little shaky. But aside from stabilization, I think it's doing an okay job. If you want to capture life's moments and upload it to social media, I think it'll do the job. Okay, this is video reporting on the Nuu Mobile N20. See how stabilization is on it, but I don't expect it to be the greatest, for a budget device. But I do want to see what the video quality is like. So those are a couple of photo and video samples with the Nuu Mobile N20. And so, yeah, this is a mid-range device, and I'm very, very interested in using it and just seeing how it works on a day-to-day basis. I mean, for the most part, yes, it's on Android 14, so 2 generations behind, and, you know, slightly smooth. I mean, you get all the aesthetics, side mounted fingerprint sensor that doubles up as a power button, and then a volume rocker on the up just above that. Headphone jack, which I'm pretty excited for. I like having a headphone jack on my phone, and yeah, it's just got the bare necessities of what you would need out of a smartphone. Of course, you know, I like the fact that it doesn't have that teardrop style selfie cam. It's a hole punch one. But there is one caveat that I did notice, and this is just probably because of the service that I'm using. So you guys know that I did throw in a Google Fi SIM card. It's actually a data only SIM card, and it's only picking up on LTE. It's not picking up on 5G. Not sure the reasonings why. I might do a network reset just to kind of find out why it's doing that. And I know it does support 5G though. But when I go into settings and, you know, I double check just to make sure that it was connecting to 5G, you know, its preferences goes as far as LTE, and it doesn't let you choose anything higher. So LTE, WCDMA, GSM automatically, or then, you know, you can go drop down to like 3G speeds. But, you know, I was curious as to why. First, I was thinking that this was just an LTE only device. So I decided to run a check. And if you guys want this code, basically it is *#* 4636 #*#. And you'll get testing mode, hit phone information, and scroll down and you'll be able to see. So I tap on the list, and I do see NR. So it does have 5G capability. So I try to force it on NR LTE only, and it still only picks up on LTE. So that could be just something with Google Fi. Not entirely sure. But hey, why not? Since we downloaded the speed test app, I'm going to go ahead and run a quick speed test for you guys on LTE, which, you know, LTE is still pretty decent, so I'm not too concerned about that whatsoever. But just the fact that, you know, it does have NR capabilities, however, it doesn't connect to it, a little bit concerning. So, of course, with the full-on review of the Nuu Mobile N20, I'll let you guys know if it's able to connect to 5G or if it stays stuck on LTE. If there's some sort of network lock on it that doesn't allow it to go to 5G, I'm not entirely sure. But this is inside my place, and so this is the type of speeds that I get, and it only goes as high up to, like, you know, 13, maybe 14. And that's just because everyone's mostly getting home around this time, so it's very congested network. Other than that, I mean, you know, on an average on LTE, I can pull maybe close to 50, 60 megabits per second down and about 10 on the uplink. So this is just during, like, you know, congested network trafficking. Anyways, I got more to test out with this phone, more to pretty much talk about in the full review of the Nuu Mobile N20. Drop your questions in the comments so that way I can answer them in the update review video.